this is just a quick market update. Today is Sunday, the 16th of January 2022. So I'm just here, guys, to share with you my thoughts and my opinions based on the technical analysis on the charts right now. So today I'm gonna start off with AUD JPY. Just looking at the charts, I've got like my limits, which I've marked off with these red lines, the highest and the lowest the price has gone, and I've got my moving averages. I'm just gonna take this off for now, and so what I do is I start from the monthly time frame and do a quick top-down look, top-down analysis, but it's just having a quick look to see where the market is trending towards and what it's doing basically. On the monthly, it does look like it kind of is trending downwards. Yeah, I would say it's trending downwards because there is a downward angle to it, kind of. But I'm just gonna mark that out as a resistance level based on a trend line, and then I'll go down to the weekly and have a closer look. On the weekly, what I see first of all is this trend that has been broken and gone back to the opposite side. I see this as well. Yeah, just marking out possible areas of resistance to see out the confluences and stuff like that. So when I go deeper into the chart, I can take off things that are not necessary. What I also do is I mark out zones on the weekly. So this is an area that has got resistance. Then I drag it out and see where it aligns. So okay, it does have a few alignment points. Here. It does align with quite a few places, alright. And let's get one more here, obviously. Yeah. Let's do it this way, it's safer. So having marked out those three zones, I can now go deeper into the chart on the daily, and I can see that this is an area, it looks clearer now, where price is ranging through. It looks like it's in a sideways market. However, there are some other things I'd like to consider, which is price has created a lower high than the previous one on the daily, and that seems to point towards the indication that the price action right now is bearish. What I then do is go on the 4-hour and find trend lines and counter trend lines to support the direction of price. So I'm just gonna find this one. Yeah, so that seems to be where price has broken off from, and what I would ideally do is wait for a retest of this line and go for a short on this on AUD. So I would hope price does something like this, retest the backside of the counter trend line, and then goes on its way down. So another view of this that I see is there is a channel right here. If I go on the 2-hour or 1 hour, I think it's gonna be more clear. So you have that and you have that. So what this means, what this tells us is that price has the potential of reaching this zone right here. And then we can mark that off as a short position, keeping the stop loss above the previous high, but I like to limit my stop loss to 40 pips. That's based on my own risk and reward and what I'm willing to lose. Obviously, you do the risk management to know what you're willing to take. So what I'm expecting right now is price is going to give a pullback to the 83.2 or 83.3 region, and then I'll enter for a short. Why I'm doing this is because the market is trending bearish and I wouldn't like to trade against the trend. So instead of going for a long to this region, so I'd rather wait for it and take a short back down. So that's just my opinion. Let me go to the 1 hour and see if there are possibilities of, to the 30 minutes rather, of an upward push. On the 30 minutes, this counter trend line doesn't seem to be broken. Let me take this off because you don't need it right now, and take this off. Just have a cleaner chart. So there's also a possibility of having something like this happen. So that is also a possibility. And yeah, it's just based on what happens at this region. If it rejects off here, it's definitely coming to the 83 dollars area, and if it doesn't, then it's going straight down from here. So that's my thoughts on AUD JPY. Moving on to Gbp USD. Obviously, you see I have drawings here already. I'm just gonna explain it to you. Coming to the monthly, I pick my bias and mark out zones, as I've said already, and then I go down into the smaller time frames, and you can see that price was in a down channel here. I obviously got a few trades off here, traded against the trend a few times, traded with it, but that's because I knew exactly what I was doing. And now you can see that price has broken to the top side of the channel. I had these drawings done ever since. So now what do we do when price breaks out of a channel? Like I've said in my previous recordings, you wait for price to come back to the back side of the trend line. That's the boundary of the channel. And while I'm monitoring this with another trend line to know exactly where price might likely return, I know that I'll be patient enough to wait for it to hit the trend line properly and then go for a long position from here. But if price failed to break out of the channel, then this short position would have been in place to ride the wave all the way back down. But seeing as this is the seeing as price is going long, I'm just gonna take this out, and yeah, that's it. And I set my take profit at the next level, liquidity just below it right there. So for Gbp USD, my thoughts for the week and next week is a long position. That's a lot of pips, to be honest. Moving on to AUD CAD. My internet is a bit slow. Why is it not loading? Why is it not loading? So yeah, AUD CAD has been on a downtrend, and because I cleared out this chart, I believe my targets are the weekly lows or the monthly lows, but that's gonna take a while. So the initial target is right here. Let's go down to the daily. You can see that it's clearly trending downwards. Clearly. Nah, that doesn't fit. That doesn't work. So let's go down to the 2-hour. Yeah, we've missed this trade because it should have been taken from all the way up here and go down. So we've missed this. Now what I'll be waiting for is for price to have a change in direction. Obviously now it's going to continue lower, possibly to the 88 and $89 region, 0.89 cents, beg your pardon. So when I see signs of a change in direction and a breach of this counter trend line, that's when I'll be looking for long opportunities. So for now, AUD CAD is bearish, and I'm just gonna stay out because I can't find any proper entries on that. USD CAD.
So I'm going to jump straight in and just go over some of the pairs that I'm looking at this week. So straight away into GAPPY. Interesting thing that will happen with this is I'm expecting the price to go up. I'm just quite used to seeing this pair. Generally what this pair indicates to me is a straight movement to the upside. If we do play with it here, we've got the fake breakout, test of it, and hopefully we should start moving up. In any case, that is wrong, which would be interesting, to be honest. I do have my targets here again to the support right there. In any case we do decide to continue the movement downside. Generally what happens is, as we do have the Bank of England and Fed Reserve announcement end of the month and the beginning of next month, we might see some low volume trades. The market might just range. So realistically or hypothetically, what could happen, we could see a push to the upside and we just slow around until this announcement has been made. We did not exactly test this high that we once did on the weekly time frame. So this right here, if we do break below this test right here on the daily time frame, just here, we could have the potential to come back to this downside here, testing the support one more time. 1, 2, 3. Again, on the daily time frame, it does look like we have got a nice rejection on this area. That's seemingly closing the price back up here, so we could again get that push to the upside, maybe get a bit entry towards our support at the bottom, or resistance right here. Again, if the price does decide to push up from here, that would be nice. We'll start looking for upside targets. Realistically, we need to break the high and this high before we do look at any other sort of target areas. What I have seen happen in some of the pairs, if we do play around with this, generally does come bounce of this and then maybe move up, hitting the previous high test, and then dropping down. So interested to see what will happen with this particular pair, what's going on. And again, if we were to play it around like this, doesn't really tell us much. So yeah, let's see what happens. Gpp Usd. Now, interesting with this pair as well. So over the past few weeks, we've just been in a sort of channel right here, and then we bounced out and come back in, kind of rejecting here. So what I was saying actually in GJ. So as we've broken out on the 4 hour here, so here we have the range, we have that channel coming down. We broke down and then we might come up. So on the Gbp Usd, you've seen the price has broke down and then we'll come back up, although it has tested from support. So we might jump from this and then keep moving up. Should the price, when the market opens, rejects from here, or maybe push down, hitting 78, with some wicks down here, and then we should move to the upside. Or we could potentially just come down, keep coming down like this, create the second lower low, and then a third lower low before we see any other upside momentum. And what that would coincide with is the support that we have around here. Anyhow, moving back onto around here. Anyway, moving on to the Gpp Usd. So again, seen a similar thing. Should the price remain above this trade line, we'll see a nice target areas around there. Should we break between these, what I see happening with this price, as we bounced off here, we might create the right shoulder. Here's our left, the head, create a right, and then let the market decide what it wants to do. Again, we got the Bank of England announcement not so far away. Interesting to see what will happen. Euro USD has been playing nice. Ideally, what I'm looking for right now at the moment is if we get the price to sustain above this 50 retracement, I am then looking for upside targets just off this ray line. If we look on the daily time frame, we still have plenty of space to come at least a slightly bit more higher. Here was our support has moved up and then it squeezed itself in here, and now it's seemingly trying to do the same thing there. Interestingly though, what I have noticed is as we've had a push, we've had pushes slightly higher. So as we can see, we had the push down. Yeah, sorry, just a phone call. So if we had a as we got the push down, here, we've come to the half side of it, pulled back, hit the support. We haven't exactly done the same thing just yet, so we've done the pullback. So ideally, we would like to see this 50 break and then see some good opportunities to downside for this support. Again, I feel like this might be a good rejection area just here, as we haven't seen the high wick test being touched yet, but it's 61.8. Look, we've got a price close just below it. We've tested it here, we've tested it here, so we might as well we might actually get a nice reversal anywhere around put it from this here. We get a nice little pullback, maybe enter, get a nice short here or from a high wick around 60, and then make our way down. Again, we got the Fed Reserve making an announcement at the end of the month, so the volume of this pair might lower down, and we might just be in this sort of range for quite some time, maybe a few little tests, few little breaches, few breakouts, and until we get a clear indication of what's going to be announced, or until whatever's been announced. So yeah, so realistically we should see a nice break again. If you put a trend line here, we can see how this might slightly push back up, or we get another wick test around there, creating that double bottom or whatever you might want to call it, and then to the upside for our short entries, or we want to go up to the wick, up to the trend line. That would be nice. Either way, we've kind of got it. We've kind of got an idea of what's going to happen hopefully this week, and that'll be my 3 pairs that I'm looking for this week. Let's see what happens at the end of the week. Good luck, guys.